If you watched our bus build videos, you know we put a lot of time and effort into designing and building our dream tiny home.
Now that we've been living in the bus for 6 months, we thought we'd share what worked.
I am so thrilled with our Pilates Studio. What didn't work
Broke, quit working.
And we got a rock chip in the windscreen. What we love, we are super duper happy with.
I've always been a big fan.
But we love it.
And at the end of the video, we'll share our biggest regret of what we would have done differently if we could do it all again. Good morning, guys. Starting the morning like normal. I always get up about an hour before Mella. We've got a beautiful, clear sky today, which is great. Not only are we gonna get sunshine, good for the spirit, but good for the solar panels and charging up the bus. I've had a few cloudy days here. I don't really care for them, and neither does the solar panels. It sounds like Mella's waking up, and this is when Mr. Sweet usually joins her. It takes Mella quite a while to actually wake up in the morning, and can be a 10 to 40 minute petting session with Mr. Sweet before she's actually ready to get up and going.
Our exhaust fan setup here for cooking works pretty well. The only downside to it is that the screen and the window gets really dirty. It's not the end of the world. Extra cleaning. Let's go. Come here. Morning rituals are a pretty big deal in this house. Humans and the cats have rituals. Pizzicato's ritual is she has to play with the laser pointer while we eat breakfast. That's a pretty good move, Pizzicato. When we first got here, it was sunny and still pretty warm, but temperatures have been pretty low.
Which brings me to a regret we have, which is that even though we bought a diesel heater, tested it out, and used it to heat the bus while we were building, we never actually installed it.
We were using it in the Midwest while we were building, where we really needed it in the winter, and we kind of thought we're chasing good weather. How much are we gonna need it? We'll figure it out if we need to.
We gotta figure out how to install it sometime soon, because it keeps getting cold at night.
We do have electric heat, but we only have half of our solar array that we planned for, so it's not enough power right now to be able to run electric heat.
We were trying to figure out what to get them for Christmas. We got them a laser pointer, which they absolutely love. The other toy we got them, it's this fake grass with balls. It's like, I don't know, what do you even call it? Like
it's a box with holes and a ball inside that they can bash about.
And Mr. Sweetface loves to play with it in the middle of the night, so we hear these jingling sounds.
We thought we would be kind of working on things that needed to be finished in the bus as we started to travel. Only things we've done is fix things if they break.
The toilet seat broke. The hinge broke on our little storage door at the entryway. Reading light that we have quit working, so I had to take it out and replace it.
And the one thing that has needed to be fixed multiple times and has been a bit of a pain in the butt is the pee siphon. We didn't know this, but the pee crystallizes. So it'll harden up in your pipe going down to the waste tank and then block it. About 3 times it has gotten blocked up and overflowed, and cleaning it is a real pain in the butt. Nobody's ever talked about this when they talk about composting toilets. We've been out on the road and met other people. They're like, oh yeah, we've had this problem too. Our problem seems to be that it happened really fast. Like it took 3 months of living in the bus before it blocked up, whereas other people are like, oh, it took like a year. So Don's convinced it's his kidney stones.
Yeah, apparently the minerals in liquid waste from the humans has a lot of buildup and crystallization. I won't show you a video of it here, but it's ridiculous how much we were able to cut out of our siphon. It's the main problem of blocking our waste pipe. Most frequent comment we get on our YouTube channel right now is about no doors on the bathroom. People are really freaked out by it.
The funniest comment we've ever had though is somebody asked, but what about on Taco Tuesdays? We give each other privacy, it's not a big deal. The only time ever is an issue is like if we have friends over, and most of the time we hang out outside. Only right now because it's chilly do we hang out inside, and honestly if somebody needs the toilet we just have to kick everybody out so somebody can use the toilet. Your turn, Don.
I remember when I was a kid and I stayed at my grandma's house. She always had so many vitamins and medicines to take. It makes me feel a little old having a big handful of vitamins and supplements that I need to take every day. But hopefully it's keeping me healthy. You know, we had a couple cloudy days in a row. Been running the generator a lot to keep us charged up. I'm gonna go ahead and run it again today, this morning. Even though it's a little after 10, the sun is actually not high enough in the sky to give us much of a solar charge yet. And it doesn't get too much higher during the day. I kinda wish we would have planned ahead and maybe had a bigger generator, quieter generator, and maybe one that was installed in the bus so we didn't have to pull it out each time.
What do you want today? Christmas bird or lavender?
Christmas.
Christmas all year round. Living in a tiny space, everything gets dirty so fast, especially when you have cats.
Big old cat
fur. It's the same amount of fur as if you were in, say, a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom house, but it's all just condensed into the smallish space. Cleaning happens non-stop all the time, but it's not a big deal because it's a small space too, so it doesn't take as long to clean up.
Just imagine you are living in your entryway of your house.
Now we do actually have a Dyson vacuum, which is great for cleaning small spaces. I forgot to plug it in and charge it, so I'm having to do it down on my hands and knees. Are you ready for meditation?
Yep.
Well, you gotta check on solar panels
I'm
first.
still trying to coordinate. We're getting some new solar panels, so trying to coordinate between when they will get here. There's a guy that's gonna help me install them, so I'm gonna text this and then I'll come meditate.
Okay. We meditate lying down in our bed most of the time. And the bed is something we are super duper happy with. It's so comfortable. Don't you just love our bed, Don?
I've always been a big fan of lying down.
I think we did a great job with the design of the bed. And from the bed, we have amazing views.
We're going to work on the scale of appreciation. We often focus on the negative of ourselves and other people.
We're currently staying at the Kofa Wildlife Refuge. It's BLM land. We're completely off-grid here, and we love it.
It's a big open space, and you can see RVs around, but there's so much land out here, and there's these gorgeous views of the mountains.
Things we like about this lifestyle is we get a different backyard and loads of space to go for walks every day. But we love it. We love the variety. And you end up being a lot more connected to the weather and the land and what's going on with it.
I also think that living in the bus really promotes taking in the sunrises and sunsets.
Oh yeah.
They're
I've seen so many more sunrises than I normally would, you know, because
it's just right there.
we hiked into the canyon the other day, and it's a fun little hike up, but you get to see the palm trees. It's called Palm Canyon because there's actually palm trees, which is so weird.
And if you didn't know, we started doing shorts on YouTube as well. We did a little short of our hike up into Palm Canyon, and we'll include a link to it somewhere in one of these corners.
Hi. Mr. Sweetface pretty much takes over the driver's seat. That's like his favorite spot to go during the day. This is what Don's driver's seat ends up looking like. Look at the fur. He has so much fur. My job before we ever drive anywhere is to clean up that seat for Don before he puts his butt in it. But yeah, we always laugh and joke about Mr. Sweetface. We're like, where is he? Is he driving? That's where he goes. That's his spot. Gets away from everybody else. He can get the sunshine out the windscreen. He's too hot right now though. He had to take a little break from the sunshine. You got some shade, buddy, on the cool floor? Now, we absolutely love our countertops. You've probably heard us talking about how much we love them. And honestly, it's the first thing people tend to notice when they walk in here. It's big, it's beautiful, and we're super proud of them. But we went from a super humid climate in the Midwest, where we put these in, like really humid, like 80 to 100% humidity every day. And then as soon as we drove into Colorado, within a matter of days, it did start to crack. So I think it's got a lot to do with the humidity. It might have something to do with the fact that we're in a roller coaster here going down the road. And it's not just where we have the joins in the butcher block. Sometimes it's just like in the middle of the wood. There's a few other spots where they're just the actual plank of wood. It's got some cracks in it too. So unfortunately we do have some cracks in the wood that we're gonna have to fill in, but it's still beautiful.
One thing I've really never done is like finish getting my studio together. The desk works, the computers work, everything plugs in, but right now I have cords everywhere. It's not nearly as organized or as effective as a workspace as I want it to be, so that's something I need to dedicate some time to. Now, another thing that we do love, and it was a great choice, was the actual bus. It's an MCI D3 40-foot bus. It used to be a 57-seat passenger bus, which means we've got plenty of storage in our 1, 2, 3 luggage bays.
We absolutely love our design. I'm so pleased with how it turned out. It feels so spacious in here. The flow is so great. And we were hanging out with some friends a couple nights ago. We were having a little jam session inside. We've been hanging out for a while, and our friend kind of looked around and went, wow, you know what? Like when I'm in here, I forget that it's a bus. I feel like I'm in like a house. And I felt like that was such a huge compliment because, you know, we tried to make it feel like a real home, and we worked so hard on our design.
So we are rated currently for 44,000 pounds. So after we got everything built out, all of our utilities, including our 100 gallons of fresh water, we went and got weighed, and we were still only at 38,000 pounds, which is 19 tons. When we first bought the bus, diesel was half the price of what it is now. So as we started our journey over the last 6 months, we've been a little bit more conservative on how fast we travel, how many miles we want to put on every day or every trip. So yes, it's going to cost us more money than we anticipated to travel in the bus, but in the end of the day, we want to travel slower and spend a little less time in motion, enjoying our surroundings.
Let's talk some numbers. Our fresh gallon tank is 125 gallons. How long does it last us?
It'll last us about 2 weeks if we're a little conservative.
Okay, we've been boondocking. We've run the dishwasher every day. Occasionally, there's a day that we don't run it.
It actually is very conservative with water.
Then if like any dishes need to be like rinsed down before, like if it's got stuff caked on, we have like a spray bottle. It's a well-known way to save water is to just spray a little water on rather than like turning your tap on and letting the water just run. I go by my hair. When my hair needs to be washed, then I need to take a proper shower. But when we boil water for coffees and teas, we use that boiling water to like wash our face and our armpits and private parts that need cleaning.
I also feel like we're starting to get our traveling shopping down, where we'll go and we'll get enough stuff that we could survive for at least 2 or 3 weeks if we needed to, and maybe even a different mindset when we're going into the store. We have a good list, but we may actually get a lot more of some of the things that we do like.
2 weeks is like our standard for most things. Like we need to get water, and we've also made it so that we have enough underwear to last 2 weeks. So we do laundry every 2 weeks. But honestly, every 2 weeks we spend an hour and a half doing laundry. That's it, because you do it all in one go. We might have 3 to 5 loads of laundry, but we can do all our clothes, our bedding, our towels, whatever else, blankets. You can do it all in one go, and that saves so much time. Who wants to go for a walk? All right, let's go. Mr. Sweetface loves these walks. Zicano just doesn't like to be left out, but she can't stand it when Dawn goes for a walk with him and she's left behind. We're gonna keep an eye out for them, aren't we? Where are they going? Where are they going? Well, we're gonna go follow them. Let's go. Oh, look how beautiful it is outside right now. The sky is so blue. The clouds actually look pretty. This is pretty compared to the last few days we had where it's been so gray and dull. Pizzicano's just sitting at the door of the bus right now waiting for Dawn to come back. This is what she does. Can you see him? He's way out over there. In the 6 months of living in the bus, our cats have done great adjusting. They really feel like they're at home in the bus. They don't like the driving part, but they know exactly when it's gonna happen, and they go to their spots and they wait it out, and then they come out really quick now once we've arrived. They get a treat when we arrive, and they are normally pretty excited to go and explore. I wish that we had leash trained them and taken them outside from being little kittens. I think that would have made a huge difference, but because they're older, they are a little harder to adapt to these things, but they're doing great.
Hey, buddy.
You coming in? Started crying, where's my dad? But we couldn't go back inside until you came home. It really turned into a beautiful Arizona day, didn't it? Look at that sunshine warming things up. I am so glad that we built this little Pilates studio. I know lots of people have commented and said, oh, I would hate to put my bed up, and that's a pain in the butt. To do Pilates by yourself without somebody there pushing you to do it, it takes discipline. Putting up the bed is not the hard part at all. I would have been a very unhappy person if we were traveling and I couldn't do Pilates. It does so much for me. I mean, yeah, it helps my balance, my strength, and my flexibility, but it also does so much for my mental health. For me, it's 100% worth it. I think what bothers me more in the bedroom is the stuff that is unfinished. Like Don's talked about his studio, there's still stuff, doesn't have a place yet, it's not secured. We're still carrying around our iMac that it's a little harder to sell when you're on the road. So right now it's just sitting in the back and it's kind of in the way and it's annoying. The spine corrector is supposed to hang on the wall. We have the hooks into the metal frame of the bus, or at least that's what we thought. The one is super solid, the other one is coming out. So now the spine corrector is on the floor until we can fix that and make sure that hook is truly into the metal frame. I think I speak for us both when I say it's been good to not have to do bus work and just fix little things here and there over the past 6 months. We really and truly needed that break. All the little things that haven't been finished or the things that don't have a place yet that just become clutter, those are things we're looking forward to actually doing now. Okay, sit. Pizzicato, can you sit? Good girl.
Now, one thing we've been trying to do more often is when we got some sun, try to get out, cook outside, eat outside, sit outside, do as much outside as we can, because we know there's a lot of people up north with like 6 feet of snow right now.
That's a big fire you got there.
No, it's crazy.
That's insane. Why is it so big?
Well, got the smaller bags and they're instant start, so I think they have lighter fluid on them.
They have lighter fluid on them?
That's why they're instant start.
Oh. We're getting to that time where we're at the end of our 2 weeks and we need to go grocery shopping like in a couple days. So we've got some chicken and we've got some pork chops left, so we're just gonna grill them all tonight. And frozen veggies, I'm gonna cook some frozen veggies inside, some green beans or something.
One thing we've been doing a lot is when I grill out is we cook a lot of stuff, maybe enough for like 5-6 meals, because we like the way it tastes when you cook outside on the charcoal grill.
One of the things that happens when you're going down the road is you get some rock chips sometimes going up and into your windscreen. So while we were here, we actually decided to go and get that fixed to make sure it didn't spread. On our way to Quartzsite, there were 2 accidents that happened right in front of us, and one of them was a tire blowout and it sent stuff flying at us, and we got a rock chip in the windscreen. Another one was already there when we got the bus, and so we're like, okay, we better do something about these rock chips in the windscreen before they become bigger. And there's luckily a place here that does windscreen repair. They fill it in the hole somehow and it stops the crack from spreading.
Yeah.
Put a little heat there, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, and it creates a heat vacuum then,
Yeah.
doesn't it? Pulls it. So Nomad glass repair only cost us $40 to get that one fixed. It would have been more, except the 2 holes that I was worried about, turns out that they were already filled. And these guys gave it the seal of approval. Said they're gonna last. So the one I was the most worried about is already filled and it's okay. $40 versus a new windshield.
Definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Overall, we are really, really happy in our bus.
We love it. And we're having so much fun. We've got the everyday drama that you probably have. Sink gets clogged up, all kinds of stuff happens. Got to worry about trash.
Does our sink get clogged up?
No.
Okay.
But the biggest regret I think we have is about our windows. And it's probably not quite what you think. And you might remember we pulled all the windows out except for 2 and replaced them with some salvage RV windows. They're double pane. I'm so glad we did that.
We're able to control the temperature better with them because they double pane. They can also open and get a nice breeze going where the original bus windows couldn't do that. In a lot of ways, it was a good choice, but
we didn't really know what we were doing when we salvaged our windows, and a couple of them are damaged. It's not until you get the heat of the day and the sun hitting them, some of them fog up a little bit, or you can see some fire damage with the way there's coloration on the windows.
We literally couldn't see it until we installed them, so we probably just didn't know what to look for.
And then the other thing is that with those double pane windows, they are sealed. They've got a gas inside them, which helps insulate them, which is great, but I accidentally punctured the seal on one of them.
Yeah, so there's some moisture in between the double pane. We can replace it. It just sucks because now we got to spend some more money on it.
And we have to plan for a time to try to get that fixed. But the biggest thing I think that we regret is not forking over a bunch of money to get big RV windows to replace the 2 original windows that we kept in.
As we said, we love the huge views that we get out of them. That's why we kept them. But it wasn't in our budget to get windows custom made to that size so we could have those big windows. So we kept the originals, and it is our weakest point in the bus
as far as keeping the heat and the cold out. In the summer, the sun hitting those windows, you walk past, it feels like you're next to a heater. In this winter climate, which is pretty decent, there's a lot of cold air that gets in through the evening time. So it's definitely our weak point for keeping ourselves and our cats comfortable.
In the long run, it would have been better to put the money in, even if it meant putting it on a credit card because we didn't have the money to get custom windows made. Because in the long run, we're paying for it by having to work a little harder for, to keep the temperature perfect inside.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a disaster, but
ideally we would have loved to have double pane windows in those spaces to be able to control it.
yeah.